Bill and Ben are tank engine twins. Each has 4 wheels, a tiny chimney and dome, and a small squat cab.
Bill and Ben are twin tank locomotives that live and work at the Sodor China Clay Company, and have a reputation for being Sodor's tricksters. In the Railway series, they carry the numbers 1 and 2 respectively, and the 2 would first appear in the book Mainline Engines, being published in 1966. Bill and Ben are based on the Bognall 040 STs, specifically Alfred and Judy, who you see here, and this is a basis that will be followed quite closely until the television series. Their Gauge 1 models were built significantly sized up, for reasons we'll get into shortly. But unlike the Railway series, Sir Topham Hatt actually owns Bill and Ben in the TV show, rather than them being owned by the Clay Company. They also don't carry numbers in the television series, which isn't a huge loss but would have helped to distinguish the two, at least visually for me as a kid. Separate from that though, the story of their Gauge 1 models is a familiar one. As I'm sure you could have guessed, they're a custom build, using a Perspex body shell and Markland locomotive parts. They were painted using glossy car body paint and lined with red automotive pinstripe tape, with the letters on their saddle tanks being custom cut vinyl stickers. In the second season, Bill and Ben's nameplates were made to be removable, which was required for the episode The Diesel, but since the third season these have been replaced with custom cut vinyl stickers. Bill and Ben's wheels would come from the Markland BR80, as well as their buffers, and in the behind the scenes picture that you're seeing now, it can be seen that during the second season the twins were meant to have distinctive numbers placed on their smoke boxes like in the Railway series, but for unknown reasons this was removed before the filming of The Diesel. During season 6, the two would be given a matte finish, and in the episode Buffer Bother, Ben's buffers were temporarily painted brass. 12 different facial expressions were worn by Bill and Ben on screen, and just like the others, these were originally sculpted in clay, and from that, resin casts were made using a silicone mold. Currently, one of Bill and Ben's face masks is owned by Twitter user Tom's Props. Now, like I said earlier, Bill and Ben's Gauge 1 models were scaled up quite a bit, and the reason for this is due to their eye mechanisms. To be able to fit the 2 necessary servos, Bill and Ben will be built much bigger than their original basis. In my eyes, a forgivable change. In the Season 5 episode Double Teething Troubles, Bill and Ben both can be seen with lamps, and like most others, these were powered by hidden battery packs inside of their bodies, a common trick for the model series. During the production of the 8th season, however, Bill and Ben both would go under some serious repair, with Ben's model being refurbished with a new cab, which as you can see here was done due to a huge crack, which I can only presume was done by dropping the damn thing. Solid job, guys. But as you can see here, both models went through a refurbishment period, and thankfully both models now reside at the Hara Model Railway Museum, I believe still on display in Japan, and I couldn't be happier to see an actual happy ending for these two, since as we all know in 2009 the show would switch to CGI, meaning there was no longer a need for these models, and in 2013 Bill and Ben would officially be introduced into the CGI series, now with red wheels and more recently an entirely new livery, but just like their original models, still oversized to their prototype, which personally I'm really happy to see. I don't hate their blue liveries, I just prefer their yellow ones personally, but I'm also an old head and am classic series biased, so let me know what you guys prefer in the comments. I'm curious to see your guys' take on this new look. Unfortunately, the story of Bill and Ben's models, like some others, is a short one, and after this point there's not really much else to say about them. To my knowledge, Bill and Ben didn't even have a close-up model built, and admittedly I'm unsure, but I believe there was only one model of Bill and Ben ever used in the television series. I don't think they ever made duplicates, or even brass models of the two, but like I said before, it's great to see that even today these two are doing just fine, and hopefully it will stay that way. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe as there's always more train stuff on the way, and thank you again to everyone who voted in the last poll choosing this episode. I plan to keep doing that for episodes in this series, and I know Bill and Ben was requested quite a bit, so I'm sorry it took so long, but hopefully it lived up to the hype and I was able to teach you guys a little bit more about the history of these two. If you guys want to see even more of these, or maybe even your favorite character in an episode, make sure you're subscribed and keep your eye out for the polls I'll post on my community tab. I'll also be posting some sneak peeks for future customs and reviews coming soon, so hopefully I'll see you guys there too. For now though, and as always, thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Hold up.
Quack, 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 quack.